Shalom, Israel. Back with another lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone. And shalom and peace and mercy and salutations to the prophets of the 144,000 and to the men and women of the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom. Title this one, The Kings of the Earth Will Tremble at YAHAWAHSHI, somewhere around those lines. Going into the Kings of the Earth on this one, you know, because it's a set time that we're at. You only got so much long. You only got so long, you know. And Esau's kingdom is the time is ticking. The Lord made it clear on the time, you know, and breaking news supposedly, you know, which we are. It's not even breaking news. We are going into another lockdown. We're going into another lockdown. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. We're going into another lockdown, and this one is going to be critical. You know, you Babylonians, you've had enough time. You've had enough time to prepare and to get right, and you know, to seek YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, to find out the name, and you know, starting with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone and down the prophets, you know, and the word is out. The word has been out. You've been warned over and over and over again. You've been warned, and the signs have been there. You know, the signs are overwhelming. You can't ignore it. But what do you Babylonians do? You continue to keep in your folly. You know, football season is here. You know, concerts are back, and these shows, and you know, for everything, you know, you're able to go out and get your dinner and order your food and hang out with your friend. Y'all ain't worried about the Lord. You ain't worried about YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI. You didn't had overtime to get right. He didn't give you overtime. Too much time to get right. This lockdown is coming, and there's going to be a shortage in food, because this is all through the power and spirit of YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI. He said he's coming in like a thief in the night. You Babylonians don't want to listen. You don't hear that. The destruction is coming. And to you, you know, and all, you know, to the kings of the world, you know, Esau is in rulership right now, clearly. Then you have Moab, which are the Chinese, and then you have the Medes, which are the Russians, you know. And then you got the Persians. None of you guys are next. You're not ruling. It's to the rulership is coming to, and after this, when this kingdom go down, it's coming to the 12. It's coming to the real to the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, to the elect of Israel, the 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians. That's who's up next. The tabernacles of King David. That's who's up next. That's sitting at the head throne, YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, call YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, and the 12 disciples. We're going to rule in righteousness, man. going to rule in righteousness. You kings of the earth are finished. Finished. So we're going to hop right into this. And let's go to, we're going to go to Psalms. We're going to go to Psalm 75 and 7. And it reads, Thou, even thou art to be feared. The Lord is to be feared. He's nothing to play with. You're going to see some things that you've never witnessed in your whole entire little life. And who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? Who can stand in the sight of the Lord when he's angry? There's no telling what the Lord can do to you. You know, all these different judgments that he can put on man is you can't even comprehend on what he can do to you to destroy you, your body and your soul. It ain't just put you in the ground. It's the body and the soul he can take away. Who can stand in the sight of the Lord when he's angry? When thou art angry, who can stand? You cannot, you don't have, he's the creator. You Babylonians are going to get a good wake-up call in a minute. You're going to get a good wake-up call. He's going to send all these plagues out. He's sending them out right now. That's just one of the, powers of his, of the Lord. He ain't got to get off his throne. So we're going to go to Revelation 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, with Babylon. You know, all the different kings around the world. Moab, Persia, the Medes, Ammon, all you different kings around the world. The leadership. That's what they're talking about. The kings, the leader, the top leadership. That's who the Lord is talking about. They've lived deliciously and came over here to Babylon and they've done business with them. And, and on top of that, they've came all together and they've impoverished and kept the children of Israel down for all this time. They've came together and they've lived deliciously. They own it all, man. They own it all. And they work hand in hand. But that's coming to an end. Salakia. Let me hop down. I'm Salakia. Let me go to 18 and 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning. See, there's going to be death and mourning here real soon here in Babylon. Death and mourning. That's why I said you didn't have all this time to get right. And all this stuff is going to come back to back to back. The Lord is speeding up time. You've had enough time. He's not playing, man. You didn't have enough time to get right. And on top of that, like I said, starting with the apostles and the elders and prophets of Great Millstone, and down, they've been, been warning you over and over and over and over, and the time is up. The famine of the word is right next door. This how fast it's coming. There's death and famine coming to this place. We're about to shut everything down. They talking about that government shutdown is going to start next week. The Lord said he's coming like a thief in the night. When everything, you got football season there, and basketball season right around the corner. You got all the holidays coming. Everybody's out partying. They don't got a care in a damn world about the Lord. Shut it down. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. This is Revelation 18:8. Come in one day. Death and mourning and famine. The famine is here. They're telling you it's a famine coming. The food, the water, all that's coming to an end. Death, famine, and death, mourning and famine. A lot of pain coming. And she shall be utterly burned with fire. And that's the missiles that's going to come over here and just destroy and just wipe it out. The missiles is the icing on the cake. On top of that, with YAHAWAHSHI and the angels coming to do the rest of the work, to wrap it up here in Babylon. Because this is a wicked, evil place. Enough is enough. She shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, the power who judgeth her. See, this place is under judgment. Everybody, like I said, ain't nobody worried about this, man. They're not trying to hear this word. But the Lord is going to judge this place. 9. And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Burn, baby, burn. Because it's coming from within first. The fire gonna start within, and then it's just gonna spread. It's gonna spread out all over. See, there's all these demonstrations and protests and little famines and skirmishes, and you see, it's just that those are little fires right now. But then the fire is gonna cook, once it from within, and then once that's going, then that's when they can start to send that's when the missiles gonna come last, because there's only a couple more prophecies left. Jacob's trouble, the chip, and them ICBMs, them Dorito chips, then the ICBMs. 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep, mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Ain't finna be selling that, man. And you can see, if you do your homework and research, as far as the world, and especially here in Babylon, the economy is getting bad, man. You're not gonna be able to buy nothing here soon. Call YAHAWAHSHI. Call YAHAWAHSHI. Glory unto your name, YAHAWAHSHI. So let's go to a couple more, and I'll wrap it up. Just wanted to go into this real fast because this thing is it's beautiful. Call YAHAWAHSHI. The kings of the earth, you're out of there. You are out. Let me see. Let's go over to Job 14:5. Job 14:5. Sing Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined. See, seeing his days are determined. The number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. See, the time is here. There's only a certain amount of time, that Esau has, and that goes back to what is that? The quote me if I'm wrong, if I'm saying it right. The kingdoms of the earth, all kingdoms then had their time, man. Starting with the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian, Assyrian, um, uh, the Greece, Alexander the Great, and the Roman, the Greco Empire. If quote me if I'm wrong, they all conquered each other. And YAHAWAHSHI is coming to finish this off. He's coming to finish this off. So they've all had their rulerships, and you can go to Daniel chapter 9, and it'll tell you about as far as the 70 years. Quote me if I'm wrong, roughly paraphrasing it. Daniel chapter 9, and it'll tell you about the 70 years. And that's the same thing that's as far as here, each kingdom has had their time to rule. And the Lord has set an appointed time for Esau. Your time is almost up. And this goes back to all the rest of the kingdoms. As far as the rest of the kings of the world, your time, you're not. Esau is it. This is the last straw. As far as for man rulership, and then here comes. Let's go to this. Matter of fact, speaking of Daniel, let's go to Daniel. We're gonna go to Daniel. Let's go to Daniel 2. I'll end it off with this. We'll go through Daniel 2 and 40. We'll start at there. And it says Daniel 2 and 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And see, that goes to I think the NATO and those European countries like the France and I think British, and quote me if I'm wrong, British and the Germany and all those NATO countries that are with they're all that's coming apart, man. All that EU and Brexit and NATO, all that's coming apart. That's what it's talking about, man. All that's coming apart. All them European ally units is coming apart. All that clay breaking pieces, man. That's coming down. You can see it day by day. I think there's NATO, and then you have the EU. There's 28 countries. I think 28 countries in the. Quote me if I'm wrong. 28 countries in the EU, and I think it's going to be cut down to about 10. I think it's going to be cut down to 10, and then I think it's going to be, yeah, and it's going. That's when that war is going to start, man. War breaking out, but quote me if I'm wrong. The British and Germany and France, I think. If I'm wrong, quote me if I'm wrong. But that's who the iron clayeth talk about in this Daniel chapter 4, or excuse me, Salakia, Daniel chapter 2. So let's go to We'll go 41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. See, and that kingdom is being divided now. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's that NATO. You know, that's that NATO in them European countries in there right now. You know, America's the whore sitting on top of the beast. The beast shall hate the whore, and all that's coming apart right now, man. All that's unraveling. Part miry, part clay. 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. You see that? They're not, it's all coming apart. It's all coming apart. All them countries, them European countries together in NATO and EU and all that, they're all coming apart. 44, this is the last one. And in the days of these kings, and in the days of these kings, we're in the days right now of these kings. We're in the days of these kings right now. This is what this Daniel 2 through 44 is talking about right now. This chapter 2 in Daniel. We're in the time. Daniel chapter 2, 44. And in the days of these kings shall YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, the power of heaven, set up a kingdom. See, he's setting up his kingdom right now. And the kingdom is within each, elect of Israel is a piece of that kingdom. See, back then I think in Solomon's time, quote me if I'm wrong, he didn't, they set up the temples and they set up, but this one, he's setting up is spiritual. Each we through us, through each works of Israel it represents a stone. This thing is spiritual. The men of the elect of Israel that's the temple. That's the kingdom right there. That's the kingdom. Everybody looking for some type of, that's not it, man. It's starting within the kingdom. Is the Israelites, the elect. It's spiritual, man. And in the days of these kings shall the power of YAHAWAHSHI of heaven set up a kingdom. He's setting up his kingdom right before their eyes, which shall never be destroyed. This kingdom will never be destroyed. There's no answer. You're not going to have any. You don't have no answer for YAHAWAHSHI. He's the creator. This kingdom will not go down. This next one, it will rule forever. Starting with YAHAWAHSHI and King David and the 12 disciples all the way down. With power that is you can't even comprehend the power that YAHAWAHSHI is going to give in the kingdom to his government. Lord willing, I'm part of the government, and on that part of the elect, Lord willing. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. It's not going to be the kingdom will not be left to other people. Let me say it one more time. And the kingdom will not be left to other people. It's not going. Esau, Ishmael, Teman, all you other nations. This kingdom is YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI is for Israel. It's not to nobody else, man. All you other nations are going into slavery. You will be under the rulership, starting with YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI and all the way down under the elect of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who you will be under. That's the future. Ammon, Moab. None of y'all are going to rule next. This kingdom will go down, and then this is going to happen. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. How long is forever? I'll wait. See, YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI is making this clear. He's making this extremely clear on this is the last kingdom that we're in, and then Israel, which is YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI, is going to be set up, and it's going to be a government set up, and it will never be overthrown. And anybody from any of you other nations, Moab, Ammon, Teman, any of them other nations that try to overthrow YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI and this government, you are going to be punished. Period. You're going to be punished, and there's no way you won't be able to win. You won't be able to win. You'll be terrified. So, with that, I wanted to go and make a quick lesson. Looking forward to all the prophecies that are coming, because this has to happen. Call Hall YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI. This government lockdown is coming. The lockdown is coming. The famines are coming. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no questions. Are they gonna? No, it's coming. You Babylonians have had enough time to, get into this and hear the word and stop your wickedness and to serve YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI. But you don't want to do it. So the prophecies are coming, and the Lord is coming like a thief in the night. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI BAHASHAM, Rakah Quadash. With that, Shalom, Israel.